This video is about a game once again, so please don't take anything I say seriously. It's all just for fun. Anyways, enjoy. Jurassic World the game. A game where incredibly stupid stuff actually happened. Like, for example, terrible models like Argentinosaurus. But another thing that I want to point out is the rarities themselves. They just make completely zero sense. Like, an extremely powerful creature is put in common, while an extremely weak creature is put in legendary. Anyways, enjoy this, a bunch more stuff. Gosh. Okay, so the first thing is that the Elasmotherium is a super rare. Nothing that much wrong with that, but of course this Megacerops is much less powerful than the Elasmotherium. Uintatherium as well, by the way, and they both have higher rarities. Brontotherium, aka Megacerops, is a VIP even. You remember that when Uintatherium was a rare, and then it got bumped up to legendary from a random update I forgot about? Holy bejesus. Thylacosmilus is definitely not as powerful as the Smilodon. It's a VIP creature. Smilodon is a tournament creature. That actually isn't extremely terrible. The Smilodon is still powerful AF. And Marsupial Lion below that actually makes a little bit of sense. But now here comes the stupid part. The Glyptodon over here is a legendary. It was a rare, by the way. Now it just got bumped up to legendary, which makes zero sense now, considering the fact that the Doedicurus has literally a club tail that the Glyptodon does not have, and yet it is now below the Glyptodon in terms of rarity. This thing is the largest Glyptodont, by the way, yet both Glyptodon and this Panoctus is just above the Doedicurus. Panoctus is way above the Doedicurus, by the way. Now, here comes the aquatic creatures. The Megalodon over here is a legendary. I mean, it fits it fairly well. It kind of falls apart, though, when a creature that is less powerful, like the Adestus, is above the Megalodon. As you can see here, the Adestus is a tournament creature, which is above regular or legendaries. Megalodon is a regular or legendary. Sadness. Now, here's the sad thing. The Elasmosaurus is a very long plesiosaur, as you can see here, yet it's a super rare in the game, but it doesn't hold up when a creature like the Plesiosaurus, as you can see here, is much smaller than the Elasmosaurus, yet is legendary instead of super rare. Okay, so now here's the actual dumb part of this. The Dunkleosteus is legendary. Well, it makes sense, but then there's also the Lead 60s, which is also a legendary, which, I mean, whatever. But then, here's the problem. Despite being a gazillion times bigger than the Dunkleosteus, the Dunkleosteus and Lead 60s are at the same, at the same rarity, which is just regular legendary. But then the Lead 60s is the same, has the same rig as Dunkleosteus, We're getting a little bit off topic here, but, the Lead 60s has the same rig as Dunkleosteus in Jurassic World the game, meaning they have similar sizes, which is just absolutely what in the... And Lead 60s was gigantic, by the way, compared to Dunkleosteus, compared to literally any other cave creature that we know of in Jurassic World the game. Yet Lead 60s is just not very good. And then there's Bananogmes, which is much smaller than Dunkleosteus and Lead 60s, yet it is the tournament creature instead of just a regular legendary. Koolasuchus in real life was quite powerful, and it could have reached around 3 meters in length. But then you look at basically every other amphibian with the same rig, like the Ichthyostega, for example, the Acanthostega, okay, sorry about that, Diplosaraspis, and Mastodonsaurus, and they are definitely less powerful than the Koolasuchus in real life, yet they are of higher rarities, much higher even. Like, this Mastodonsaurus is a VIP creature, and even the Ichthyostega over here is a legendary, compared to the Koolasuchus just being a rare creature. I actually have no words for this Hatzegopteryx. Oh my god. Why is Hatzegopteryx a common? Oh. This Hatzegopteryx is literally the biggest pterosaur to have ever existed, and yet it's a common in this game. To add salt to the wound, they made Hatzegopteryx have an extremely stupid model compared to the one in real life, which is supposed to have a shorter neck, a more blunt beak, and definitely a more robust body, and definitely not bat wings. Quetzalcoatlus is a super rare, so why can't Hatzegopteryx have a higher rarity? A smaller one, like an Aero Titan, that has the same rig by the way, a smaller one like an Aero Titan is also super rare. I mean, they at least did a little bit of justice with the big pterosaurs with a Ramborgiania. Okay. So, how can Carnivore and Tropicognathus be common creatures, while Ornithocheirus is like, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4 tiers above the Carnivore and Tropicognathus. And they're quite similar in size as well, so it just makes not a lot of sense to me. I mean, to be fair though, Ornithocheirus was added in 2020 while Carnivore and Tropicognathus were right there at the start of the game. Unfortunately though, everything falls apart when it comes to VIP pterosaurs. The first one being Pterodostro, which is definitely much smaller than Hatzegopteryx, and yet it's still classified as a VIP creature. And also, Pterodactylus in real life is very small compared to whatever this sad excuse of a Pterodactylus is. Finally, the Anurogonithus. I have no words. And this nonsensical problem is even more exaggerated in the carnivore section. First off, we have the Utah Raptor, which is a common for no fucking reason at all. Then we go to the Velociraptor, which is much less powerful than the Utah Raptor, yet it's a super rare, while the Utah Raptor is a common. And then we get to the Pterodon, by the way, which does not exist. Pterodon does not exist, by the way. And it's a tournament creature on top of that. It's just adding salt to the wound for the Utah Raptor at this point. The old model of Pyroraptor had human eyes, and this Pyroraptor, despite being much smaller than the Utah Raptor, is also a rare. Poor Utah is just not having a good day. Remember when Tyrannosaurus Rex was the most powerful thing to ever exist in the game? You know, it was true. And it also translates to reality that Tyrannosaurus Rex was the most powerful land predator to have ever lived. It had the highest stats of any legendary in the game before hybrids were a thing. But of course, things start to get nonsensical as we go. Gorgosaurus and Albertosaurus, as you can see, they're literally smaller Tyrannosaurids, but then they are higher rarity than Rex. Not to mention Tarbosaurus just adding salt to the wound as well for the T-Rex. Poor Rex, though, just getting power crept to death as more creatures get added in. Spinosaurus is super rare. Suchomimus is legendary. The worst legendary, though, by the way, in terms of stats. But still legendary, but regardless. And then all of a sudden, the Baryonyx has a VIP creature. So apparently, the smaller you go, the better you are. I mean, the Spino Gen 2 did fix the issue a little bit, but you know, it's a Gen 2. You can't really expect much. And finally, the herbivores, in which I would like to talk about them the absolute most. So Triceratops is the first common that you get. Stuff smaller than it, like Nazuto, are of higher rarity. You know, Nazuto is a rare. And Pachyrhinosaurus is a tournament creature, as you can see. So is the Diabloceratops. Triceratops Gen 2 kind of fixed that issue, so I can't really blame them for that. So Kentrosaurus is a tournament creature, as you can see here. But Stego, being a bajillion times bigger than Saurus, sorry for the exaggeration, but Stegosaurus is definitely much bigger than the Cenozoic, and yet it's a super rare. I mean, fair enough. And Stego Gen 2 fixed the issue a bit as well, so I guess props to them. But now, I present to you the absolute dumbest decision these guys could have ever made. This is the Argentinosaurus. The Argentinosaurus is common in this game. Guys, the largest land predator to have, oh my god, sorry for the brain fart there. The largest land animal to have ever lived, the Argentinosaurus, is a common in Jurassic World, the game, in the same rarity as a creature that is just 9 meters long, the Bonitasaura, and lower than a Diplodocus. As you can see here, Diplodocus is a rare. It's much less powerful than Argentinosaurus, yet it's above it. Supersaurus as well to some extent. But then there's Cenozoic. It's a small sauropod, by the way. Oh my gosh. And it's a legendary creature, as opposed to Argentinosaurus being common. The Amargasaurus is tournament as well. Literally, every sauropod in the game, you know, some added later than others, every single one of them is above the Argentinosaurus. And yet, they haven't made an Argentinosaurus Gen 2 to counteract on everything. How can this Argentinosaurus be in the same rarity as this Pelicanomymus? And apparently in this game, the dodos can peck Argentinosaurus to death. Wow. Such exaggerated mainstream stuff. Oh my goodness gosh. Argentinosaurus. What have they done to you? You're literally the biggest land animal to have ever lived, and yet you're being treated like this. Oh my gosh. You know what? Yeah, this is the best for last. Thank you guys for watching. I'm done.